This is gonna get a T. The visor's in the way. Today, Precarious plays Metroid Prime 2, Echoes.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about what makes this game feel special because I don't fully understand it. Mm-hmm. Because
This game or this
I should
franchise?
Say the Prime trilogy.
Right. Okay.
Because I really like the Prime trilogy. And
conceptually, because you haven't beaten.
I've beaten all three of them. This is what my heart tells me.
Yeah, like your favorite game to beat, the game you've beaten most in your life, I would say. Yeah. Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why my brain does this to me, but at this point, I'm just like, okay, here we are. So, knowing that this might fit the description of horror action, as opposed to a survival horror, is something to think about. Although, I feel like... Okay. Help me find some words. When you're playing this game, you are quietly interacting with the environment on an individual level, and you do not talk to, like, there isn't an owl that shows up and says, "We gotta go to camp."
What game have you played where an owl showed up and said, "We gotta go to camp"?
Well, I was thinking of that owl that flips upside down in, I can't remember which Zelda game.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time, with the owl that flips his head over and he's like...
Da, 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 da. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we gotta go to camp. I don't know. I was trying to make it all... I was trying to divorce it from a brand, but there's not... Like, nobody's telling you...
I'm sorry, I can't stop giggling to do a proper rendition of the song because I just keep thinking about the song being interrupted by that owl going, "We gotta go to camp, Link.
Or like
get your sleeping bag."
Or like... like instead of having all of those corpses passed out.
I'm sorry, it's just that the owl needs Link to bring marshmallows, otherwise I'll roast you. Says the owl.
As it flips its head back over.
Yeah. Oh, I love that idea.
I love those, the flip faces.
Yeah, the idea that, like, when the head is upright, it's friendly, and then it flips it over, and then it's rude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I like that. Okay.
That's just me. I need one of those for my personal face. But yeah, like, they're, like, usually what I would expect is I would go into the room that's got a bunch of corpseified fellas in there, a bunch of dead space marines, and one of them would be clinging to life and deliver me this information about what happened in a dramatic fashion and be like, it didn't go well.
You might want to hang on. You might want to withhold some judgment then for a few more minutes
later. Well, okay, but we've already passed several points where I would expect something like that.
An interruption.
Like
a big interruption.
But
right?
It's like, look at our graphics and our cutscene, and I don't know, there have been cutscenes and stuff, but they just feel a lot more seamless. And I don't know, it just... You ever get, like, really in the zone folding laundry? This may not sound related at the outset, but bear with me.
I respect the task, so I always stay fully focused when I'm folding laundry.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you're doing the best.
It's really insensitive that you would bring that up because my mother died folding laundry.
What?
I'm sorry. That's just a really boring subject, and I was trying to spice it up.
Look, I can spice it for you. Okay. So you're doing a task.
Yeah, you're doing basically any task.
And it's not like it's extremely mundane to you, but you're still enjoying it because you're doing it very well. Okay? So whether that is like folding a very crisp article of clothing in a way that it will perfectly fit into the storage that it belongs in, and you get the satisfaction of doing that. Like, Samus is so casual when she shows up in these locations. Like, it feels like she's folding laundry. And I love that feeling. I don't need any added anxiety in these silly, like, shooter type of games. I don't need somebody to come out and go, "Wow, you are supposed to be scared."
So
they just
you're telling me...
leave corpses around, let me scan things, let me read my documents and say, yes, eldritch horror, okay, very good. Oh, this one has teeth, it spits blood, that's poisonous, okay, that's good. Good to know. I think Haley's losing it. He talks to himself all the time and he won't sleep. He almost shot me on watch the other night, I think. He thought he was one of those things. He thought I was one of those things. I talked to the doc about taking him off the line, and he told me we need all the help we can get. That's true, but if he goes berserk and kills a bunch of us, that won't be very helpful. So like that like readout, like those quiet moments where you're just like absorbing your environment and nobody is messing with you.
Could it be that Samus is more of an archaeologist?
Yeah.
She's usually digging through the past
and trying to like put it together. So that adds a little bit of mystery to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I spent so much time scanning planets in Mass Effect 2.
In Mass Effect 3.
And in Mass Effect 3.
Especially 3.
I loved every minute of it. I just loved, poking around. Not listening to things delivered by external forces so much as uncovering things. Like a clue. It's a little bit of a mystery. I like a mystery.
One of the things that I think helps Metroid Prime, the Metroid Prime trilogy, is that I can't think of anything else that looks quite like a Metroid Prime game.
Yeah, the aesthetics are real.
Maybe Jet Force Gemini. Maybe. I think that there are some visual similarities in style there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to tell because the model quality is it's much more rudimentary because it was on the N64.
Yeah.
Excuse me, somebody behind me? I saw an orange dot on the radar. Okay, whatever. So, can I think of anything else that looks like this? Ratchet and Clank?
Ratchet and Clank does look like sort of an aged down version.
Yeah, it's sort of like if Ratchet and Clank is a 90s science fantasy action cartoon.
Yeah.
For kids.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime is like what would play on Toonami.
Yeah.
Like the Midnight Run, I think is what it was called.
I just dig.
I was a good boy, so I didn't watch such things.
Whatever. Whatever. You were a good boy. So
actually, I didn't watch very much of like the Midnight Toonami stuff.
Really?
Because it was still this is me being honest, right? So I had an uncle who was a big fan of anime in general and Tenchi Muyo specifically, and I saw a more complete version of Tenchi Muyo at his house, and then I was like, so wait, even though they're putting it on at midnight, they still censor stuff there? Like, they still cut stuff?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. So I stopped watching it whenever I realized that there was still a line that they were drawing, it's just the line was past blood but before sex.
Uh-huh. Well, that's... I would prefer the opposite, but go on.
Yeah.
That always seems to be the case. So it seems people have their... It's flip-flopped. Anyway. Yeah.
It's a problem.
Yeah, it is. Which I know that we've probably talked that into the ground, but it is one of the things that I find
it bears repeating.
Stupidest. Stupidest. Oh boy. Oh yeah. That's disappointing. Well, I didn't watch them either, but that's because I like to sleep. It's nothing to do with any type of discretion on my part or the part of my family members. Just like, I mean, watch it if you want, but you do have to get up at 6:12 tomorrow. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. As a 7-year-old. I feel so tired.
I'll watch Hero blow himself up some other time.
Yeah.
That was the big one whenever I was young, is you could actually see Hiro Yui blow himself up along with Gundam Wing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, so it's a little ridiculous because he's threatening to blow the Gundam up so it doesn't fall into enemy hands. Mm-hmm. And he detonates it with the cockpit open, so he's thrown free and survives. But he absolutely should not. There's no way, just like based on the fall, because he's falling from like the chest of a Gundam.
Yeah.
Which are quite large. It's sort of like part of the point that they're big, you know?